Hey everyone, thank you for joining me. My name is Shawn. I am here today to share my occupation-based kit, and I have selected to do my kit on sexual activity. And I know discussing sexual activity can be a difficult topic, and it doesn't come up as often as you might think in therapy unless probing questions lead to further discussion. There might be barriers like embarrassment, not sure what to say, and even confusion on the subject and what is or isn't appropriate. But all people with or without disabilities have the right to a healthy sexual relationship and need the opportunity to learn and understand sex. This begins by understanding our bodies. In occupational therapy, sexual activity is described as engaging in activities that lead to sexual satisfaction or pleasure. It also meets relational or reproductive needs as well. So sexual activity is one of the basic activities of daily living, or ADLs, which, as we know, are fundamental to an individual's well-being. In exploring sexual activity with a client, one of the best ways we can do this is through education, by using a variety of resources, identifying strategic methods. As occupational therapists, we can help our clients obtain an informal education on sexual activity. The activity I am sharing with you today is for individuals between the cognitive ages of 8 to 16 years old, and it is meant to help them develop recognition of their body and the importance of privacy. There are 2 sets of different activities which can be done as a co-occupation with both the client and their caregivers, their parents, family, partner, and depending upon the situation, can just be done one-on-one with a therapist. And this is really beneficial for people with Down syndrome, autism, Fragile X syndrome, and even those who have had traumatic brain injuries. They can all engage in this activity. The overall goal of the activity is allowing the client to participate in meaningful activities as they learn to explore their bodies and their sexual health. Just like you would with any young adult, you need to give them the appropriate knowledge and resources. So in this kit, we are going to have flashcards, working trays, images of the human body, expo markers, a list of additional resources, a privacy sign for their door, as well as some adaptations that we will see along the way. The first exercise of the activity is identifying the private parts on an image of the same sex as our client. So if our client is a young woman, we would ask her to identify the breasts, the vagina, and even the lips on the image. It is extremely important that correct vocabulary is established during this activity as well. Grading down, the client would not label the body parts, rather we would only ask them to circle those body parts. Grading up, we would ask the client to identify and label both a male and female's private parts. This activity can be adapted to use male and female dolls or even cartoon images of prepubescent individuals for whatever is more comfortable for the client, depending upon their age and their cognition. And the last adaptation that can occur for this activity is it can be adapted. Instead of being public and private, it can be changed to trays that say good touch or bad touch. And this can develop advocating skills, focusing on good touch and bad touch. It just kind of depends what the overall goal of the informal education is with your client. In the second exercise of this activity, the client is provided 2 trays, one labeled public, the other private, and having the ability to distinguish between the 2 can ensure the client understands that they do have places where they are able to go to undress, to engage in sexual activities like masturbation. The client is presented with an image of interactions between people and places, and will use processing skills to determine if the image belongs in the public tray or the private tray. grading up this activity would include adding images of masturbation. Grading down, the client would only be asked to identify private or public places. This activity can be adapted by uploading the images to a tablet or an iPad, and this is beneficial for individuals like those with Down syndrome, only because they might struggle to focus or stay on task, so everything is just in one place. Individuals with autism may struggle to find the cartoon sketches and images hard to relate to, simply because it's in places they've never been. So the kit also includes a camera as an adaptation, which allows them to take pictures of their own home, their own school, their own workplace, or church. Once again, this kit does include a list of additional resources for family members, partners, parents, caregivers, and the client themselves in case they have any additional questions or anything they don't feel comfortable asking that they can research themselves. And finally, the kit includes a privacy sign to hang on their bedroom door, and that's just for them to start implementing the knowledge they have gained in this activity. So thank you for joining me. Thank you for letting me share. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a great day.